Hello, everyone. So you know when I said in the previous video that I was selling a painting? Psych, I was wrong. I'm not. My aunt reneged on her desire to buy the piece that I wanted to sell, that she was wanting to buy, because my price is too high. She was saying that for an unknown artist she wasn't expecting that much. And I want to, if I'm going to give pieces to people, I want to sell them for the price that I think they're worth. I've worked my ass off on them every single day, and I don't really care that I'm unknown. I have been drawing for 20 years in order to be able to achieve this painting that I need to get it. I would rather just keep it if I, if I'm not going to get the kind of money that I know it's worth. This is my very first canvas painting, and it's completely original. It's an original style, original imaginative work, and there's no references being used. I'm not copying anything or looking at anything. It's my own style that I've developed over 20 years of drawing, and I'm really proud of this piece. And it's the smallest piece that I've done so far, because all the other pieces have been quite large. And I'm really proud of this piece, and I think it's worth the amount of money that I want for it. And I'm not going to sell it for less. And I'm willing to just keep these pieces if I'm not going to be able to sell them for the price that I want. And I'll just have a gallery of art in my house, I guess. But it was really, of course, it was really discouraging this morning when I got the message, because I had been nervous about telling her the price, because I was afraid that she would renege and say, oh, I wasn't expecting it to be that much. So it hurt. And this morning when I was on my run, I was feeling really discouraged. And like I said in the last couple of videos, this piece has been particularly hard to get going. And as you can see, it's starting to come in to be something interesting. The other day I pasted all of these little things that I doodled, cut them out and glued them on, which I really like, and then I added all these little tassels. Somebody mentioned that in the comments of one of the last videos, but I had that idea to do that, and I like the idea of having 3D things, and there are some little things. It's turning into something interesting, and then the last couple of days I've cut out a ton of my own original pieces, if you can see them. These are all from my sketchbooks, and I just went to the printer the other day and cut and had them print off just copies of these little pieces, and I'm going to then glue them onto the canvas. And in the last couple of days I've been struggling with wanting to do this, wanting to just go and make copies of my own art and make little cutouts of them, because I felt like that was cheating in a way, because I've already made these, right? I mean, that sounds silly, but my feeling is that I had to make all original pieces to then cut out and glue onto this canvas, which would take months, because each of these little pieces took a few weeks a piece to make. Like this is one part of a drawing, and I cut it out. All the, see on the back, it's very detailed cutting. Took me hours. It's taken me the last several days to just cut it out, cut all these things out. And of course I'm very obsessive with it. So I just have a bunch of all these little things together that when I finish making this video, I'm gonna start gluing onto the canvas, and I think it would be pretty cool. I think it's gonna look pretty interesting. So I'm feeling, I mean, at least I'm feeling better about this piece, and I'm feeling like it could possibly turn into something that I will really like. And it's a new idea to take little pieces that I've made already and make cutouts and use them for other pieces of art, because I have you know, over 80 pieces that I've made in the last year alone, and it makes me think about when I actually finally get my books from San Francisco. I have so many paintings and drawings that I could do this with. I could, you know, print off and cut out little things. So that has been an interesting use of my time, and as you can see, the cutout process is very tedious and takes a lot of time and energy. This one in particular, this one is pretty fucking cool, I think. It's interesting how when I see this could be, just this could be a dress, right? It could be like a t-shirt design. It could be I don't know, it could be its own painting. It could just be in the center of this painting, you know, like that. I don't know, somewhere. I really like detailed work. For anybody who's paying attention and might notice that about my work, is that I'm very detail oriented, and I really get obsessive about things being perfectly detailed. And so cutting out all these little hands was really tedious and fun in a way that I really enjoy doing. So that'll be an interesting project this afternoon to work on. And the other day when I was working on this piece, I just said fuck it, and I just started pasting things on the canvas, and I don't know why, but after I painted the whole canvas with all these colors, I just got really confused and I didn't know what to do, and I felt uncomfortable starting to cover the canvas with other things, because I'm going, put all this paint on the canvas, and then I'm going to cover it with other stuff, you know. So I got over that, but I really don't want to be spending my time cutting things out. That's not really the purpose of my working on paintings. It's to paint. But with this particular work, it's not being painted necessarily. I mean, there are little things here and there poking out, but you can't really see them because there's just so much going on. So this is my solution. And it's cool, and I think it will be something I will incorporate into further future pieces, because I did do that with this one. You know, I did. Once I got to this section, you know, I spent days and weeks doing this whole section, and then once I got here, I was just like, okay, I'm going to be more experimental, and I'm going to cut out things and just glue them onto the canvas, and it looks really cool. It looks like little canvas paintings. Tiny canvases on top of a bigger canvas. So it's cool to have a 3D effect to my work. I'd love to like add things on the side, of like little things sticking out of the canvas on either side or on the top, little things reaching out, maybe with wire or something, or maybe little beads and jewels sticking out. If I can find wire one of these days. I'd have to go to a craft store, and that's all the way down in Denpasar, so I don't know if that will happen for this piece, but maybe eventually for one of the pieces I make in the future. So I definitely am learning something from this process. I always do. It's been extremely frustrating, but I think probably being frustrated with this piece and not feeling so good about it, and feeling like I'm just wasting my time and wasting money on buying a canvas and putting all this paint on the canvas, and then realizing I'm not going to be able to, going to be able to sell a piece of work. And I came to the price that I chose because I thought of the pricing and Thoth confirmed that. I think he actually suggested a little bit more. He said I was underselling it. So I really believe in my work, and maybe nobody else does right now, but I do, and I'm going to stick with the prices. And at the same time, I have this feeling of that, you know, if we ever eventually leave Bali, that I would leave our work with our friends Zubin and Shahastra. They have this huge house that you've seen in the videos, and it's basically an art gallery for Shashi's work. She's a painter and an artist, and I could probably bring these pieces to them and say, could you just display these in your house and sell them for me? Maybe put a little tag with a price on it, and because they have guests all the time, and people might want to buy it. I don't know. But in the meantime, just have them have my pieces so they can enjoy them and fill their house with my art, if we do ever choose to leave. So, and then the other day, on Tuesday, we went to Zest and La Luz, which is really close to our house, and I got to sing with Abin Confetti, who I've not sung with in a long time, and it was really quite fun. I went in with no expectations, and I have to go in with no expectations, because they're interesting people, because they're really talented, but Abink is young. He's only 28, and initially when I first was singing with them, I was really desiring to collaborate and work with them and do things with them, and it's not going to happen because they're so focused on their own project. They're trying to make an album. They actually released a single the day we went there on October 1st, which is pretty cool, and they make great music. They're really, really talented musicians. Fetty's a great pianist, and Abink's a great singer, and they're just really, they make cool new agey world music stuff that is really fun to jam with. And anytime we're there and I'm listening to them, every piece that they do, I want to sing with them, because it's just very singable stuff. So, and they're extremely welcoming. That's the interesting thing, is Abink is extremely welcoming. Whenever he sees me, it can be months that we've not been there, which this last time it had been months. And when we got in, there was Gija's choir group was there, and they were all singing. And the moment they saw me, they said, "Do you want the mic to sing solo?" And I was like, "Yes, please," which is really nice, because even though we're not really part of that scene necessarily, people know us and they're aware of our talent. And Abink always wants Thoth to sing with me, because he knows of what we do together. He got to see a video that Spiro filmed many, many, many months ago that's on the channel, of us singing in his house. I think Spiro showed that video to him, and he was amazed. And I think he really wants us to do that thing that we do together, the violins and singing. But that space doesn't work well for that. So we don't do that. And Thoth doesn't want to sing in that space because he doesn't like singing with microphones. So he just came with me to support me, which is amazingly kind of him. But I go support him on his walkabouts as much as I can. So it was really nice to just go, and I got to sing with them in the choir and do a solo thing over that, and then they did a couple pieces, and then I got to sing with them, just them and me, and it was really beautiful. And I played violin, which is something I've not done with them in particular before. And I've been practicing the solo singing, playing violin thing in the bathroom a lot lately. So it was really nice it was scary though. I felt shy and weird, because you can't really hear the violin so well. It needs a pickup on it, and I don't have a pickup yet. But it felt, and Thoth was proud of me, and I felt proud of myself. And Gija came over when we finished, and we were tittering with each other, because she's such an amazing singer as well, and she's only 28 or something. And we were just standing there with each other, going, "Yes!" so good, you're so good, like that. It was really cute. She's an incredibly sweet and humble singer. She's just really kind and supportive and welcoming, as is Abink and Fetty. But in terms of Abink and Fetty, we never see them outside of Zest. Like, they never invite us to anything. I have both of their numbers, but they don't respond to any messages I send. I try not to take it personally, but that's kind of the reason why I stopped wanting to go, because it seems to be only in the moment that I'm singing with them that they're welcoming and kind, and other than that, they're in their own clique and they're in their own group, and they're not really welcoming towards us for some reason. And I think the reason is because that they're focused on their own thing, and that we're our own. Me and Thoth are our own thing, and they're their own thing. And like, I'd love to make an album with them. I'd love to work with them, and they're just not available. They don't answer their phones. They're just not available. Whereas Geisha is. We see her whenever we can. She's available. Like, I can text her and she responds, and we don't see each other all the time, and she's extremely busy. And she's leaving town in a couple of days to go on a trip. And she's just really busy with her work here, singing all the time. But she's always incredibly welcoming and loving towards us, and she's our friend. And I wish we had that kind of relationship with Abink and Fetty. I really do. I tried for a while to, like, be part of their thing, and they're just not welcoming in that way. So, all that to say, the other day when I was with them singing, I just was focused on, I'm just there to sing with them, nothing more, and accepting that nothing more than that was going to happen, and that was enough. Because the last time we were there was probably in April or something. It was months ago, because I just got really, I felt really hurt that they didn't include me in anything beyond. And it's not like they welcome me when they see me at Zest, but beyond that, I don't see them, and we don't interact with each other. I'll never really know why that is, but it's just the way it is. And when we came back, like when we first came back to Bali, we had sung with them several times at Zest, and I was really excited that we were coming back, and I thought we'd be able to be friends. And I was trying to arrange, meeting them and having lunch and hanging out, and it just never happened. So it was really disappointing at the time. But just being there to sing with them is really nice. And it's an opportunity once a week to be heard by other people and get to sing with talented musicians. And then in the evening on Tuesday, we went to La Luz, and I got to sing with Greg, who's a friend of ours. He equally is extremely welcoming and kind, like Geisha. He's European, British, and he's just an amazing pianist, classical-inspired pianist. And there's a violinist and a cellist that are Indonesian, who are very sweet as well. And Thoth went out and got the violinist an E string from home because his string had broken or something. And Greg invited me to sing, and I sang 2 pieces with them. And I really like singing with Greg because he's a very sensitive musician, and his improvisations don't go on forever and ever like Abink's does. When I sing with Abink, it'll be like a 15-minute jam. The loop will just go on and on and on. And actually having the violin was really helpful for me because I was able to play, to rest my voice and then sing instead of having to sing the whole time. That's true also at this place called Sayuri. Sometimes months ago I would go there and I sang with the opening band, the Indonesian band. It was like a 15-minute jam, and it's exhausting to sing the way that I do for 15 minutes straight. And singing with Greg is very inspiring because it's very classically inspired improvisations, which is really fun. And he said to the audience that when he jams with these 2 musicians that they just go with it, they just flow like Thoth and I do. And I was really amazed by that they don't rehearse anything like we do, like we don't. So those improvisations were very different from the ones earlier, where it was more of a new agey kind of sound with big confetti. It was more of this classical thing that I did. And the violinist was really impressed. He was like, Lila, wow. And earlier, when I'd been singing with Abink, Thal said to me that if you had just held out that last note at the end, the high note, it would have been amazing. And I can tend to overdo it, where I do a lot of ad-libbing and a lot of coloratura runs and stuff that I don't need to do, because the purity of my voice is the thing that people are really moved by. So when I was singing with Greg in the evening, I just let the voice just come out as these beautiful, pure sounds. And when I was practicing yesterday, I did that, where I would just have these high, pure tones and just let those tones be, instead of going, ah, you know. So, and it's harder to do it that way. It's harder to just sing that high note and just let it be, instead of, you know, making a big mess of it. So I was really proud, and the evening jam felt better to me than the daytime jam, because I could hear what I was doing better, and I had more confidence about what I was doing. I don't know why, but so anyway, when I get off this, I'm going to start working on trying to finish this thing. And another thing is that I really am having to come to terms with the fact that I'm really having to come to terms with the fact that I work really hard, and that I can't stop working hard because it doesn't seem to be doing anything, you know? Like, anybody who watches the channel with any regularity can see that it doesn't get a lot of attention, and I don't stop making videos because of that. I get discouraged by it, and it's hard for me. I don't stop painting because somebody doesn't want to buy my painting, and I can't stop. It's just, I work harder, and I drive myself crazy all the time doing stuff that I don't know will ever attain me anything besides doing it. And I was talking to Bunny in bed just now about it, because he works so hard at stuff that nobody even knows that he does, like left hand and right hand, and writing and drawing and playing violin. And he just does it endlessly. He goes out and plays in the morning, even if he's tired and sore. It just blows my mind. But I'm the same. I work tirelessly at my craft every day, and it's unlikely that it's going to, you know, give me money or attention, or it's going to achieve any of the things that I'd like it to achieve, like being able to play in galleries or show in galleries, or to be able to, you know, all the things that I've wanted to do. And it's really hard to come to terms with that. And as I get older, it's something I'm really learning that, you know, that's kind of how it is for me. And it's always been that way for me, that for as long as I've been performing, as long as I've been drawing or writing or anything that I've been doing, it doesn't really reward me with anything outside of the fact that I've done it. And I know that that's what makes me who I am. You know, I am Lila'Angelique because I work hard at these things. That's what people know me for. Anybody who really knows me, and people, you know, I have loved ones and dear friends who know of my talents and are supportive, which I really appreciate. And that's what they know me for, is that I work hard at my craft every day. And but it's more likely than anything else that all the paintings I make will just sit in my house until I have to give them away or give them to friends, or all the music we make, you know, all these things But one of the things that helps me when we go out and I get to sing with friends and stuff is that I see that there are other artists out there who are really talented and who work really hard also and don't get any, you know, they're not achieving what they want to achieve. And that's kind of the way it goes in life as an artist, is that you can be really talented and work your ass off, and it doesn't necessarily mean that anything's going to happen. So, but it's hard to come to terms with that because I can't stop, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop making videos just because, even if you know, they don't get many views, or I'm not going to stop painting because I'm not selling them. I'm not going to stop singing because people don't hear me very much. And I have to do it. It's a driving thing. It's what keeps me alive, and I can't stop.